Hello everyone, my name is Caio, and today I present my work titled Constrained Task Space Control of an UR5 Manipulator using CBF KP. This project was developed as part of the course Constrained Robotic Control under the supervision of Professor Vinicius Gonçalves. The presentation focuses on how we integrated control barrier functions and quadratic program to ensure safe robotic manipulation. Industrial manipulators operating in semi-structured environments must guarantee safety at all times. However, the standard UR5 robot does not provide native self-collision protection, which becomes even more critical when it is mounted on a mobile base. Excessive arm extension, for instance, may compromise the stability of the platform. Therefore, we need a control architecture that can ensure safe motion in the joint limits, workspace boundaries, and self-collision constraints, while still tracking a desired task space trajectory. The objective of this work is to develop a constraint controller for the UR5 that can track a desired and effector pose, enforce safety through control barrier functions, use quadratic program to guarantee constraint satisfaction, and execute a multi-stage pick-and-place task organized by a finite state supervisor. In summary, the goal is to ensure safe and reliable manipulation in all operating conditions. And here we can see an overview of the control architecture. We use three main components: a task space tracking loop that computes the nominal joint velocities, a CBFTP safety layer that modifies these velocities to ensure constraint satisfaction, a finite state supervisor that defines the sequence of actions for the manipulation task. The robot using is a UR5. The robot use is a UR5 mounted on a mobile base, although the base is treated as a fixed in this study. Our experiments were implemented and tested in Coppelia. In the task space tracking layer, we represent the pose using position and x-angle orientation. The task function combines both arrow into a single vector. The nominal control law is a dumped least square solution, which provides smooth join velocities even near singularities. The Jacobian used here is the geometric Jacobian computed analytically from its joint, axis, and position. This gives us a curated kinematic model without relying on finite differences. Control barrier functions encoded safe margins for three types of constraints: self-collision, workspace boundaries, and joint limits. Each CBF must satisfy the inequality shown in the slide, which ensures that the robot remains within the safe set. A key advantage is that all CBF constraints reduce to linear inequalities in the joint velocities, making them directly compatible with the KP formulation. To prevent self-collision, we compute distance between geometric primitives attached to robot's links. The barrier function is defined as the half-square distance minus the square safety margin. This formulation provides smooth gradients and better numerical conditioning for the optimizer. As a result, the robot avoids interlink collisions through the manipulation task. For workspace boundaries, we define planar surfaces around the manipulator and ensure a minimum clearance using CBFs. For joint limits, each joint has two bearing functions, one for the upper limit and another for the lower limit. This prevents joint saturation and ensures that the robots stay within safe operation ranges at all times. The final velocity command is obtained by solving the quadratic program shown in this slide. The objective function keeps the velocity close to the nominal command, while the constraints enforce safety through the CDF's inequalities. This approach ensures real-time performance, minimal deviation from the desired motion, and strictly enforcement of all constraints. The pick-and-place task is divided into 7 stages as shown in the timeline. The supervisor defines the desired pose for each phase: approach, descent, grasp, lift, transport, release, and retract. If a target is unreachable, such as the cube placed outside the workspace, a timeout condition prevents the robot from getting stuck. This figure shows the simulation environment in Copelia where he is mounted in the mobile base and must interact with the three cubes placed in the different locations. This setup allows us to evaluate both feasible and infeasible manipulation scenarios. For the first and the second cube, there is inside the box the workspace. The robot can manipulate the two cubes. And the last one is outside the box, and we will see the workspace constraint working effectively. The lines between the primitives is to show explicitly the distance. I use some margins to change the color of the line. This one, we see the CBF working. Here we see the 3D trajectories of the end effector for cubes 1 and 2. The full pick and place motion is completed successfully. For cube 3, the trajectory bends away as soon as the workspace barrier becomes active, preventing unsafe motion. This confirms that the controller is correctly constraint aware. The tracking errors exhibit oscillatory convergence because the supervisors change the target multiple times during the task. For Q3, the error stops decreasing after a certain point because the workspace CBF prevents the robot from moving closer. This behavior is expected and consistent with the designed safety constraints. This plot shows the workspace CBF over time. Cubes 1 and 2 remain safely within the admissible region. For cube 3, the CBF approaches 0, meaning the robot is exactly at the boundary of the safe set. This demonstrates correct activation of the barrier and successful constraint enforcement. These plots show joint velocities and joint positions during the cube 1 task. We observe smooth velocities behavior, and all joint names remain well with their physical limits. This confirms stable performance of the controller during feasible tasks. For cube 2, the behavior is very similar. Velocity remain controlled, and joint trajectories stay far from limits. This indicates consistent performance across different feasible scenarios. In the case of cube 3, the robot reaches the workspace boundary quickly. As soon as the CBF becomes active, the optimization drives all joints velocity towards 0, effectively immobilizing the manipulator. This is a safe and expected response when the target is unreachable. To summarize the results, the controller executes feasible tasks safely. It rejects unfeasible tasks without generation unsafe behavior. It maintains constraint satisfaction at every instant. And it produces smooth, well-conditioned joint responses. Overall, the framework performs exactly as intended. In conclusion, this work integrates task space control with a CBFKP safety layer to enable safe manipulation with the UR5. We successfully enforce joint limits, workspace boundaries, and self-collision avoidance. The approach demonstrated robust performance even when the task involved unreachable tasks. As future work, we plan to integrate the ARM control with the navigation system for the mobile base, incorporate stability constraints for the platform, extend the method to dynamic environments with moving obstacles, and conducted real-world experiments to evaluate the robustness on the sensing noise and actuation delays. Thank you for your attention.